Prices are climbing in Queen Creek. Let's talk about affordability. What can we afford for $600,000? Twyla, let's talk about Queen Creek.
Town of Queen Creek has grown so much in the last few years. I don't know if you guys have been down there lately, but...
Well, I lived in Santan Valley. I moved down there in 2004.
Ooh, okay.
And I worked in Mesa, and I remember Queen Creek. I used to drive through there 25 miles an hour through it on Ellsworth. I couldn't wait to get through it.
That's true.
It's grown a little bit.
It's grown a lot since then.
Yeah.
And I always say Arizona, if people are visiting, construction is horrible, but I promise the end product is usually worth it.
Yeah.
And Queen Creek is exactly that because now they have the bypass.
Uh-huh.
So you don't have to drive downtown Queen Creek anymore.
No, there's two Ellsworths. There's Ellsworth, and you still, what's cool is that part of Queen Creek is pretty sweet because there's old buildings that are still being used. It's really cool. So you can still go that 25 mile an hour, but you still get to see some cool stuff. There's a really cool park that they've built that's in there that's got some splash pad and some really cool stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Skateboard park.
Yeah, but you can get around it by going Ellsworth Loop.
Absolutely. And I think it still feels that, it's the town of Queen Creek. Queen Creek is not a city. Yeah. So I think when you drive through there, you feel like you're still in a little town.
Yeah.
So I think that's super important. Now, if you stay on Ellsworth and you go by the marketplace, you have all of the shopping you need.
You don't even have to leave anymore.
You really don't. I mean, there's Target, Walmart, Ross.
Costco went in
just now. So everything you could possibly need is down
You even have Aldi's.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, they just opened a Zupas too. One of my favorite places. So.
There's Fat Cats that's south.
Fat Cats?
Yes.
There's Fat Cats that's
Dave
south.
and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's, and then you've got
Schnapp
the new
Farms?
Pecan Creek entertainment
Oh, that
district.
just
opened like a month ago. So yeah, I live right on the border of Queen Creek and Gilbert, but if I throw a baseball, I'm in Queen Creek.
Absolutely.
It's Power Ranch on the other side of Cortina. So 15 years in that border right there, we used to go through Queen Creek, and the Queen Creek Library is one of our favorite places when my daughter was younger. So watching it grow as well. So absolutely.
Yes. The other little hidden gem, you guys have probably been to the Olive Mill.
Yeah.
That is like one of my favorite spots. I just like, whether you're going to lunch or they have so many activities going on there like every weekend, and they have the best chapstick around.
There you go.
Yes.
So let's talk about what $600,000 can buy us. One of the most popular neighborhoods out there is Villages at Queen Creek.
And Villages, I would say, is like one of the original neighborhoods.
Okay.
I have clients that bought there probably 12 years ago. And I mean, it was like you had to drive out there. You felt like you were driving out of town, which is great, but now you don't feel like that at all, right? So they have some nice equity from when they bought down there. Now the Villages of Queen Creek is right there, just kind of south of that whole shopping center that we were just talking about. And the great thing about that neighborhood is it's well established. I think they were built in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So 2001
I remember
to 2005.
driving past it on Rittenhouse when I was going home.
Yeah.
And golf course community.
It is, and the nice thing is it's a public golf course.
Yeah.
So your HOA fees aren't super high because of that. So you can have golf course living because you have it right there. Some of the houses back up to the golf course. They also have a heated community pool, pickleball courts, nice parks, walking trails, all of those things in there.
And the neighborhood has held up really well.
Yeah.
A lot of pride of ownership in there.
Absolutely. Great neighborhood.
Yeah, love it.
So let's talk about this particular house, 22709 South 212th.
Yeah, the great thing about this one is it's actually on the golf course. So if you look at the map of the neighborhood, there are several houses on there, and they do a really good job. So this is a large 2-story that backs up to it. So you have the open fence going out to the golf course. This
On the
house is
6th green.
on the 6th green, yes. And I feel like they've just redone that golf course. So people really like it because it's a new. This one, the kitchen's been updated, so you have some new granite, great pantry, great storage to the house. This one also has that large loft upstairs that has built-in desk. So great for, large family, a lot of space in this house. It's what? 2,600 square feet, almost 27. So you're getting a large house for $570,000.
Fresh paint inside and out. And let's talk about that backyard. View fence looking over at the 6th green.
Yeah.
And that pool, private pool with travertine surround.
Definitely an
It's
upgraded
gorgeous.
pool.
Yeah.
So you have it right there in your house versus having to go to the community pool. And great price for that area, I think.
3-car garage. Steve, what does the payment look like?
Well, the payment on this particular property on 212th Street, again, 212. Interesting. We're doing this one first, right, Twyla? But yeah, again, just kind of, staying static, all things being equal with all of these properties, is I just assumed a 760 plus FICO score, 5% down, conventional loan at, the average 30-year fix for today was right around 6.9%. So I kind of ran everything the same. Did homeowners insurance at 125 for all the properties we're going to talk about today, and PMI factor at 155 a month. So the only variances are going to be property taxes, HOA, and then maybe the price with that 5% down. So this particular home, listed at 570 with 5% down, is going to come in with a principal and interest at $35.57 per month. Add in your taxes, insurance, PMI, and HOA on this one, right? A little bit. Just shy of $4,100 a month at $4,097 a month, including the HOA, which isn't part of your monthly payment, but we include it because you have to qualify with it. So, yeah. I mean, probably one of the lower of the three that we're going to talk about today, but a great home, just about $4,000 a month.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice.
Very popular neighborhood.
Very popular neighborhood. Great access to everything. Mm-hmm. You're not too far south. You're not too far east yet. So you're still not too far off the 24. Easy access into town. The nice thing, because you brought up the HOA, this HOA is like $230 a quarter. Yep. So what is that, like $75 a month?
Yep, right there.
So right there, we're most HOA. That's about the lowest we see now for HOAs. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
And you get the community pool.
So some people like to buy a little bit newer. So let's go just a couple years old, and let's head on over to Barney Farms.
Barney Farms, which is going to be just east of this area, a little bit closer to Schnepp's Farm and the Olive Mill. But hey, you are a little bit farther out. Again, lots of construction going on, but it'll be worth it when it's all done. This house was built in, what was that one, 2021?
2021, very popular builder, Fulton Homes.
Oh, absolutely. And
local builder.
Yeah. And Barney Farms is designed by Fulton.
Yeah.
Right? And we all know that Fulton does this. If you go look at Ironwood Crossings right now, or even Ocotillo, and Chandler.
Yeah. And you can talk about Ironwood Crossing. Very popular. I mean, just sought out. People are waiting for homes to come on the market. I think this is going to be a very similar neighborhood. This is a lake community. And you can go kayaking on the lake.
Fun fact about it, they have a lake community that it says you can kayak and go canoeing.
Yeah.
I've seen people kayaking. I haven't seen anyone canoeing.
Not canoeing yet.
But great neighborhood. Not only do you have the lakes, you have all the ball courts, volleyball, sand volleyball courts, pickleball. Tennis, great parks. So they really put everything right there in your neighborhood.
And you mentioned the zip line?
Yeah, there's a zip line for kids.
Yeah.
I'm not positive it's open yet, but
Community pool and spa.
Yes. And that's kind of standard of Fulton. Yeah. So it really depends on when you're buying, what's in that neighborhood. They definitely include that, much less a great house. This one's that single story, just almost 2,000 square feet.
Yeah, 3-bed, 2.5 bath.
Yes. Open floor plan. So even though it's not a ton of square feet footage, you feel like it when you walk through there. You don't feel tight. It has the big sliders opening up to that cute little backyard. And
fully landscaped, artificial, so you don't have to take care of it. Now, people that are, this is 2 years old, 2.5, almost 3, but people are buying this model right now, and they're paying a little bit more, and they're going to have to go put in a backyard.
With that new price, they're going to get a dirt backyard. Yes. So definitely an advantage of buying an existing home because you have that completed backyard with the turf. That's low maintenance.
Yeah. I put turf in my backyard just 2 years ago, and I love it.
Oh, yeah. We did too, and we were like, why did we wait so long to do this?
I said the same thing.
You're like,
people say, it gets too hot. I don't notice it. No. I do have a dog. I don't have problems with that. There's a simple green thing you can get off of Amazon. I spray it every 6 weeks or so. I don't have a smell or anything like that. Works great. We do still get weeds, so I do have to spray around the edges. It's funny. But it works out great. So this house is, if you want a gourmet kitchen, this house has a gourmet kitchen.
Definitely
got the stacked stove. It's got the hood
vent, and the large pantry again.
Yeah.
So definitely open to the living room too, which I think when you have that single story, that's what people are really looking for. The other bonus to this one is it's a 3-car garage.
Yeah, tandem garage.
So at least you can get 2 cars and all of your stuff in there.
And if you wanted to make it a 4-bedroom, that's the nice thing about the tandems is you can do a project later on. You can wall that off and turn that into a bedroom.
If having square footage is more important than the tandem garage.
Because the builder did have that as an option. Okay. You can do that. So you could just permit it and do it. It's pretty easy.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, great location, great neighborhood. So
Steve, what does the payment look like on this one?
Okay, so we're listed at what, $598,500 on this
Yes.
particular property. So with the 5% down, principal and interest, all things being equal, $37.35. Add in all-in monthly payment is going to be $43.67 on this one. So I think you got what, a $125 for the
HOA is $450 a quarter.
$450 a quarter,
Yep.
so right around $125. So again, but a great community in Barney Farms, and just under $4,400 a month for total housing payment, including your HOA.
So it's a little bit newer than the Villages.
Yes.
A little bit farther east. I always say there's pluses and minuses to all of them, right? So
All right, let's go a little bit further south. We've got a different neighborhood to look at. Talk to us about Encanterra.
So Encanterra is, I would say, not even necessarily comparable to the other two. Just because Encanterra definitely, as you pull through those gates, you feel like you pulled into a resort.
And so it is a gated community.
It's a gated community. Part of it is 55 plus. The rest of it is open to everyone, which is kind of a misconception out there because a lot of people think it's only a 55 plus neighborhood.
Definitely. I would say 99% of people think of it as a 55 plus community.
Yeah, and so just a fun fact, it's not.
Okay, no, that's
Parts
good to
of it
know.
is,
That's great
yeah.
to know.
In there, they have a private golf course, which is very well maintained. You will see that as you pull through. It's green. The interesting thing, though, is Scott brought up it's a gated community. Therefore, it's private roads, private lights, all of those things. So you're going to pay for that in your HOA fees.
Yeah, anytime that you have a gated community, just keep in mind you're going the HOA owns the roads, which means they have to keep a reserve, they have to maintain the roads. The street lights, that means they own the street lights, which means generally they're going to have to lease them from SRP. So there's going to be costs for all those things. Anytime you have a gated community, those HOA fees are going to be higher.
And then, however, out here, though, you have two different resort style pools to choose from. You have workout rooms, clubhouses, pickleball courts, all of those things like everyone else has. All the amenities. Restaurant there. They have two different levels of clubs that you can join. So I know when we went there the one night, they were giving us a tour, and in the restaurant they have a wine cellar where you can save your bottle of wine. So
All right.
like if we drink half of it tonight, we can come back next week and have the other half. They have it. Of course, there's a fee for that, but things like that most of these neighborhoods are not going to have to offer, right?
I'm sure there's some people that are watching the video that says, who leaves half of a bottle of wine?
Yes.
If you were to.
It's
available to you.
Yes.
Right.
So this particular house that we're looking at, 774 East La Deuce, now this is in the active adult area.
It is.
This
one's in the active adult area. It is a 2-bedroom and 2-bath.
Which is pretty common for active adult.
Absolutely. Very common for active adult. And it's still, 1,800 square feet? So it's not like it's a tiny house either. No. The nice thing when they build...
and that's kind of common. So the larger living area, less bedrooms.
Yes.
Because we don't need 3 bedrooms, but we do want to have more space to entertain, have friends over, and all that.
Absolutely. And what they also do then is the secondary bedroom is larger and nicer than in a standard house, right?
You're going to have company over or share an office, those kinds of things.
Absolutely. So, and then out here, most of these houses are very well upgraded. You're not going to see houses that don't have granite. All of those things that you kind of come to expect with resort style living. Okay. And this one definitely hits that too. The large 2-bedroom. The nice thing is the back patio on this one.
Ooh.
Did you take a look at that? Yeah.
And so we've got a rock wall with a gas fireplace, and if you look, it's just wide open to be able to see the sunsets and things.
Well, and it's
like
outdoor
that.
living.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you have all about this time of year in Arizona.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah.
That's definitely part of it. And I think you can go with a little bit smaller house if you create that type of environment outside.
100%.
And granite, stainless steel kitchen, great room.
Absolutely.
Layout. Yeah. Steve, what does the payment look like?
Payment on this one listed at $589. Again, with the 5% down, principal and interest is going to be $36.76 a month. And then with that HOA, which is just north of about $400 a month, is what it equates to. Total housing payment at $47.63. But again, that HOA comes with so many amenities and so many pluses in this particular community. So you have to weigh that, and your licensed real estate agent's going to tell you all those great things about it. So, yeah.
Well, thank you both so much. If you'd like to look at homes in Queen Creek, just check us out at klausteam.com. Thanks for spending time with us this week at State 48 Homeowner, the ins and outs of owning an Arizona home. You can connect with us for more information, submit topics you'd like us to further discuss. You can see relevant videos, give us feedback, answer your real estate questions, and more at state48homeowner.com.